Hey, girl. Hey. Hey.
Wow, you did something to the mic.
I
heard it
did.
like buzz for a second.
I did, and that is fine. How are you, girl? How are you? What's new? Tell me something.
Tell me something good.
Wow.
Let's see. What's something good? I don't know. I mean, I've been running errands all morning or afternoon, morning. So it's been. I'm really happy for Mother's Day. Happy Mothers to all the people out there because we're recording on Mother's Day. Thank you for existing because traffic is not as bad on Mother's Day.
Did you just say Happy Mothers?
I said Happy Mother's Day.
No, you said Happy Mothers to all the mothers out there.
No, I said Mother's Day.
You did the first time. The second time through, you said Happy Mothers.
Whatever. They know what I mean.
You know what? It made me laugh. And speaking of Mother's Day and mothers out there, Happy Mother's Day to RuPaul and her Drag Race All-Stars.
Girl.
Dear listeners.
Can we just talk about yeah, we're going to talk about that for a second. Go ahead.
Dear listeners, I just want to let you know that there's a new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars season 73. This is what we have left. But
the thing is, there are still some really great girls out there who have not been on All Stars.
I mean, that's true.
I guess they said no. Did they say no when they asked them?
I don't know.
Because if we have to do a Kasha Davis and Darian Lake in one season,
here's
that's
the
too
thing.
much.
Well, I've got a controversial brave opinion about that.
Darian Lake should have gone home first.
Well, I don't know because Darian Lake is very old.
But honey, if you're gonna be that age and you gonna enter into a contest like this, you have to be prepared.
Yeah.
And when she did that girl group thing or whatever it was.
So no, my controversial brave opinion is this. I don't even remember what it was.
Because you had so many.
Well, so first of all, my thought is that it's not that they said no, it's that anytime you go to a RuPaul's, you're signing away your life for at least 2 years.
That's true.
Like,
but also, what else are they doing?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. There's some who I know. I'm sure RuPaul just won't work with, and that won't work with her. Like Pearl will never be back.
I mean, like apparently Monica Beverly Hills has nothing else going on in her life based on what we heard in Untucked. So,
girl, you see that's your problem. You still watch Untucked
because I love fights.
So, I mean, but no, my view on Darian Lake is she did make it to 4th place, right? Like she.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree, and I told my husband that. I was like, yeah. I said it's amazing how 4th place a few seasons ago, it's up near the bottom.
Well, I don't believe she should have been in 4th place anyway, but there was that. But
that's another controversial yet true opinion.
There are three drag queens who I would consider all-stars that are actually in this season.
Okay, who are they?
Jimbo.
Yes. Who's gonna win?
Heidi in Closet.
Yes.
And
Miss Congeniality.
What'd you say?
I said yes, Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality. And oh my god, it's left me. Oh, Candy Muse.
I'm obsessed with her glow up. Honestly, her makeup especially is just
and like at the end of that season, she was she my 2nd or 3rd place?
She was your 2nd.
Yeah, because it was so Rosé was last. Then who was the 4th one?
It was Rosé, Candy, Gigi, and Simone, right?
No one, Gigi. Gigi didn't make it Final 4.
She didn't make it to the Final 4?
Not that season. That was the tape season.
Who was? Oh, Crystal Method. No,
that was tape season.
No, Crystal Method was the year the one before Simone. That was the season before.
Right.
Simone was the season.
Right. Candy Muse was Simone's season.
Oh, Got Mick.
Got Mick. There you go. So no, so it was Got Mick. It was Candy Muse was third because Got Mick was second.
I get it confused now because Simone
Well,
and Gigi are like always together with each other.
I take
all
that
the time.
back
I
because
forget
Got
they
Mick was
weren't.
kind of boring. So it's just because her paint never changed. Like that pantomime thing got real boring after a while.
I don't know. And I've heard that she's an awful person, so.
I mean, girl, speaking of awful people, did you know we have Patreon? Dear listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw some money. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know we have another podcast?
Stop it.
It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast. Hey, Maim.
What?
Did you know that we have merchandise?
Yes.
Dear listeners, if you go to Mims and Maim, you can buy some things. Hey, Maim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I love? Do you know what I love?
5-star reviews.
That's right, dear listener. 5-star reviews. We don't have any right now, but we do appreciate them, dear listeners. Well, okay, we don't have any written reviews. We may have a couple more like that you've left us 5 stars. I apologize if you've left us 5-star review. Don't come at me because I'm not on the social media that much.
We're not. I mean, he's not.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not. I should be because
you should be. I mean, because you're trying to be a superstar.
One day
you're trying to get that Twitch channel started.
I am slowly but surely. It's. I've been trying to find a Thursday I have free. I ain't found a Thursday that I have free.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's difficult when you don't have a Thursday free.
What do you do on Thursdays?
Masturbate most. No. Oh, God. Maim, are you ready to get this episode?
Sure, that really caught me off guard.
This is season 4, episode 16. The Fur Flies.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out. The lights went out. The lights went out. The lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Yeah.
So we're at Sugarbaker's.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlene is here with Olivia.
Yay.
And we find out Bill's here. Bill's here too. Bill's here.
Yay.
I guess, oh, did you hear what happened in the world of the writer's strike?
Oh no. What else happened? I mean, I know the Tony Awards got canceled.
What's his doodle from Jeopardy? Ken Jennings crossed the picket line.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Are you surprised by that?
And Fran Drescher gave a very bad speech. She had to come back and say, "No, we support the writers. We support the writers."
Wait, what was her first speech?
It was about how, well, I don't really agree with some of the things they're asking for about residuals or something from streaming services.
Did you? I mean, so let's talk about this real quick, right? Because obviously the two of us were
Well,
reading up
girl,
on...
you were going in and out. What were you saying we are?
I said I've been reading up on a lot of this, and apparently this is actually much worse like what the writers have been going through, it's much worse than people realize it is. And the streaming networks especially have been creating all of these new sort of loophole scenarios that leave these folks literally out in the cold.
Yep.
And one of the things that they said is like they have these, it's like the writer's room, except rather than it be a writer's room, basically they hire a person or hire a group of people to write an entire season before the season has even been shopped to a network, and they don't have to pay them because it's like because there's no actual series yet, and because the contracts are written the way they are, that's the part that most of them have been really going crazy about, because I can't remember what show it was. There was a show recently that like this like had gotten all these nominations or something like that, and the lady that wrote the episode was like, meanwhile I have a negative balance in my bank account. And I was like, oh my. So yeah, it's quite messy, and I feel like between the Producers Guild and the Writers Guild and the Actors Guild, there's been some schisms, because like some of the Actors Guild is like, we want to work, like they don't want to wait around. So I don't know.
I mean, girl, that's what happened during the last writer's strike.
I know, but apparently this particular time, this is where the writers union has gotten much more aggressive, and that's how the Tony Awards thing happened. Basically, when they have a strike, you can write to the Writers Guild like as for like a special sort of like, can we please do this, like because of because Broadway needs the Tony Awards, and the Writers Guild was like, no. I was like, Lord have mercy.
Good on them.
So yeah. Well, no, I think it's good. It was one of those things where I didn't even understand the impact of that. They basically said that like half of Broadway is like holding on until the Tony Awards because like box offices haven't been that good. So
I wonder why.
Come on, writer's strike, y'all better get some money. I mean, from what I understand, it really hasn't officially bounced back since the pandemic.
Here's the next question.
Not officially.
Who actually watches the Tonys?
My mother watches the Tonys every year.
Mother of two gay sons. Who else watches the Tonys?
Other mothers of gay sons. Why you gotta be so shitty?
It's not shitty, it's shady. Well, Mrs. Philpott quit.
Hold on.
But what am I holding on to?
I hit a cable just now. Sorry.
You're fine.
My
you're fine.
audio
you're
went
fine.
out.
You're fine.
Okay,
You're fine.
All right.
Your audio actually didn't go out, girl.
Oh, it did in my headphones, so I guess that's why. I was like, hold on.
Okay. Well, Miss Philpott quit.
Did they actually say why she quit, or they just referred to like getting the new
they
nanny?
did. She's got to take care of her sick sister. She was going to quit in a month, but they just decided that she was going to quit. My guess is she was going to be under contract as a character, and it didn't work, so she just quit.
Well, she didn't do anything. She was just like, I'm an old lady.
Well, this episode is directed by Hal Holbrook.
Yay.
So Charlene goes upstairs to change some diapers, and we find out she's using cloth diapers, and she says about how gross disposable diapers is. Dear listeners, she's right and she's wrong. You got to do what you got to do, girl. You got to do what you got to do.
That's right. No shame, honey. No shame.
No shame. I am not shaming people who breastfeed versus not. I'm not shaming but look, you got to do what you got to do when it's hard out there. There are some things that are better for the environment, but we're fucking up real fast anyway, so
industry is messing it up so fast it doesn't at this point almost at all matter what we do.
Oh God. Well, Suzanne's here.
Hi girl, hey.
And she is in a fur.
Real fur too.
Does your mother own a fur?
I think my mom still has like a fur from like the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah, my grandmother has a fur from like the 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got two.
Yeah,
she's got two.
Yeah. I think she still has. I mean, she may not still have it, but I think she still has it. I remember her and my dad did a photo shoot with it once.
So,
that kind of photo shoot. You remember my dad used to be a photographer. Don't start out.
That's true. Oh, I thought they did one together.
Oh no, it was like a thing. It was like almost like a pre-glamour shot glamour shoot with my mom.
Gotcha. Well, Mary Jo hates fur.
Whoa,
Hates
Mary
it.
Jo, why?
Well, it's killing innocent animals and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the one Suzanne's wearing is $10,000, and she knows because she bought it.
Yeah, actually paid for it.
And she asked Anthony about if he likes fur. He's like, well, let me just tell you, if fur was cheap and poor people were wearing it, you would think it was ugly as hell.
Oop. Anthony coming in there with some future thought right there, honey.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes, honey. I mean, for real. Wow. Do you know how much that would be now?
How much?
I just looked it up. 10,000 in 1990 would be $23,000 now.
Yeah.
Little fur coat, and it ain't even a cute fur coat.
Girl, it's a Honda Fit. It's just by. Can we hold on a second? My mother's calling me.
Okay, yes.
Well, we found out this fur coat is a pullover.
Yes.
And so she takes it off, and she's still wearing the hat, the fur hat.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlene comes back downstairs and said, Suzanne, what happened to your hair? So Julia's very anti-fur. Apparently, not too long ago, Suzanne bought a Nutria coat, and Julia's very against that. Now, however, I would like to say, just throw this in there.
Yes.
If Nutria was, I am all pro the ethical treatment of animals, right? That is something that I am very pro. Nutria is highly invasive in the United States, destroys a lot of our crops, kills a lot of our animals, like just eats them out of house and home. Yeah.
Wear them, girl. Wear them.
Like if, as long as they are humanely caught and killed, wear them. Like Nutria
That's right.
are
Doing the Lord's work.
just like, I don't know if you know this or not. Wild boar are the only animal that's legal to kill in the national forest in North Carolina.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, because they were illegally released back in the colonial times for game sport, and they just ravage everything in their path. They're delicious.
Wild boar is?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, isn't it? So it's like, is it? So like, if I were to say like compared to pig,
Mm-hmm.
like what's the difference?
It's leaner and a little like richer. I don't know. You know. Have you had deer?
Yes.
Okay, it's not like deer.
Okay.
it's like a very good pig, like a very, very high expensive pig.
Okay.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Okay.
It's absolutely delicious.
It sounds amazing.
It is. Mary Jo says that killing a wild animal is never okay, to which Suzanne says, however, when that rat got in your house, you did call that exterminator, and bam, it was gone.
There you go.
And then she turns to Julia and says, I don't want to hear it out of you because you over there wearing that leather skirt. To which Julia says, Suzanne, we use all parts of the animal, blah, 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 blah. And Suzanne's like, well, I guess if I had a mink steak for dinner, that'd be okay.
No.
And again,
Shots fired.
I am
Shots
very
fired,
pro
honey.
the ethical treatment of animals. I do not like fur personally. I do not think it has a place. When we have wool, when we have other fabrics that are important or that can be used, but you can't half-ass it. If you go and wear leather pumps, you can't really talk about, the use of fur, because it's as long as they're both treated equally and ethically, right? Maybe I'm wrong, but that's sort of my feeling. What do you think, girl? You're shaking your head.
I like leather because leather is on beef, and I like beef. That's my position.
Girl, that is true, and I ain't gonna eat a mink, so why wear the? You do have a point there.
If I'm gonna eat it, I'll wear it.
And I will eat snake, so I will wear it.
If I eat it, I will wear it.
I ain't gonna eat
honey.
alligator. Alligator chewy.
Honey, I can't afford no alligator shoes, no way. So, me and alligators, we cool. They licking. You guys fine. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. I ain't making no shoes out of you. I can't be eating you. So
you
I
would
can't
be
afford
high
that.
pimping.
I would. Ooh, girl, I get me like some extra thick pumps. Right, got like 10-inch alligator. I might break my ankle, girl, but I will be pimping.
Girl, you're more likely to get pneumonia.
I mean, that's just every day.
I know. Speaking of that, dear listener, she's getting ready to be at another black market not too long from now.
I have another month until that.
Girl, I know, but that's a month for you to get pneumonia.
I'm not. Don't be putting that on me. Don't be putting that out there in the universe. Don't you be doing that.
See, you and I are different. I put it out there to protect myself. You get afraid.
Mama Maim gonna hear you and she's gonna be calling you up. You're like.
So Suzanne looks at Joey in private and it's like, by the way, you want a fur. She's like, it's grandmother's. Mm-hmm.
Why I don't understand why Suzanne doesn't have the fur.
I know, right?
She's not the oldest.
Yeah, but still,
it's the age thing. Like, why wouldn't Julie just give her the fur?
And I'm sure because I'm sure Julia's worn it.
Yeah, she has to have worn it.
I'm
sure that she's gone out with Hal Holbrook and worn that fur.
Exactly. Like, I'm sure that's why Suzanne said that, because Julia's the type of person that would have given it to Suzanne had she not wanted or worn it or something, right? Maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Julia is a little controlling too.
Julia can also be kind of double standardy too.
No. How dare you assume that?
I'm just saying. We've watched numerous episodes where it's like, didn't we? Isn't she contradicting herself in a different episode?
So it's a little bit later at Sugar Baker's, and we find out that nanny shopping is going very, very bad.
Oh no, most of them are like ninnies. That joke was terrible.
It was. It really was.
I didn't even understand because like my definition of ninnies I thought was like a busybody old lady. But
no, ninny's an idiot.
Oh. I feel like in a movie though it was talking about like old ladies. I don't know what movie that was. It was like terms change over time.
Charlene, are you sure you aren't thinking biddy?
Ooh, that's the word. Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Little bitty.
Little old bitty.
There you go.
Not ninny. Bitty. God. And this has been an English lesson with Mims and Maim.
This ain't even a proper English lesson right now. This is just the Southern terminology and old movies getting thrown around and seeing what sticks to the wall.
Huh. Anyway, so Charlene keeps asking for Julie Andrews, and, she wants Mary Poppins or Maria Von Trapp or whatever. What was Maria's name before it was Von Trapp?
I don't know.
So
Maria. That's all I remember.
Maria, yeah.
And he's all the problem like Maria.
Mary
you know what would have been perfect here? I thought to myself,
I'm glad.
If Dolly Parton had showed up in like dressed down Dolly, that would have been gold.
Girl, they barely had her for 30 minutes, let alone. I mean, we don't even know if that was her in the second episode.
That's true. It was just her back. That's right.
Yeah. So Mary Jo's like, Mary Poppins wasn't that good at it, and she would probably be arrested for child endangerment nowadays. How long has it been since you watched Mary Poppins?
The original one?
Yeah.
A few years.
Would you watch the remake? Did you watch the remake?
The first one, I never watched the sequel. The first one was actually quite good with Emily Blunt or whatever her name is.
Oh God. Okay, let's keep going.
I thought it was cute.
So we're at the fashion show.
Jeez. Wow. Just all right.
Yeah. So we're at the fashion show.
Mm-hmm.
And Julia's not crazy about fashion shows.
Well,
And
the last time it didn't go so well.
And yeah, Mary Jo tries to point that out and then retracts. And Julia's like, what are you talking about? Well, now, dear listeners, if you will remember, Julia may or may not have gone on stage and got her dress tucked in her pantyhose. And it's just, you know, she wasn't wearing underwear and she mooned all of Atlanta. Yeah. Yeah.
I still wish they had just done like a flashback of that moment. That would have been great.
It would have been, but I don't think they can afford flashbacks on designing women.
No. Yeah, they'd have to get new cameras after putting Vaseline on the lenses.
Mm-hmm. Dear listeners, if you ever want to watch a few hours of nonsense, I highly suggest going on Paramount Plus and watching, or maybe it's even on Hulu, and watching the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race. It is not great television. I mean, there are some parts that are good television. It is all yellow, and it is all Vaseline lensed. It is very, very weird. And
It's so strange.
If you make it to the end and the person who should have won doesn't, and you get very upset. Am I wrong?
I'm not. I'm keeping it to myself.
So,
I mean, the thing is, and this is, I'll say this. I agree with what you said.
But
however, I actually think that in the long run, it actually was a good choice because the other person that won, or the other person that was like the runner up, they didn't even really like stick to drag after the show. So like they were not even really like that invested.
Well, here's
they immediately went back to like DJing again.
Here's the question. If yes. she had have won, would she invest in drag?
I don't know, because it's one of those things where maybe because of all the seasons after, right? Like we sort of see the inevitable what the girls do afterward, because we both live in like kind of gay cultures in America. So it's like she didn't even like do anything like after at all after the show. Like she really just used it to start like igniting her DJing career. So I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting.
It was all pretty much rigged anyway, so who really cares?
Oh yeah.
So Suzanne's here.
Oh, yeah.
Suzanne's here.
Hey girl, hey.
And they're protesters.
I'm sorry, what?
They're protesters. And
how did they even get into that event?
She steps back at them. They gang her on stage. She screams out, "Somebody get me my gun." And then she falls. She's
screams.
Flung off the stage.
She was assaulted. They should have actually technically been arrested.
They should have been, but they weren't. No.
White people.
What's a bit later on? It's a week later actually, and we find out that Suzanne's brace comes off today.
Yeah, she actually sprained her arm or something like that.
Right. And we're downstairs, and it's Julia and Mary Jo, and apparently Annette keeps calling. She's head of the people something animals. It's their version of Pete. Paw. Yeah. We found out that Suzanne fell onto the mayor, but after she like hit one of the dudes. Like he touched her, she hit him, and she was flung onto the mayor. And we find out that Suzanne is still wearing the fur coat because she wanted the brace put on over it.
Yes.
I mean, Respect
$10,000 is $10,000.
$10,000, girl. Did I tell you about the dealer that I had at Cherokee last time I was there?
No, and I'm glad you kept going with that because I was expecting a different story at first when you said that.
So one of the dealers at the blackjack table, I thought I did, the rotator one who kept calling everybody queen and king.
Nope.
Oh, yeah. He just called little tiny white dude just calling everybody queen and king.
What'd he call you?
I was not in drag, but he still knew to call me bitch. I don't know whether I should be offended or not.
Those daggers that just came through the screen. I'm telling you. Like, I felt those piercing my soul.
Oh, good Lord. It's the first time you've been pierced in a while, isn't it?
Girl, that's me. We're going to talk about that on the podcast. We know this ain't that kind of podcast.
Did you listen to Best Friends Pod yet?
I did. I've actually started listening to them.
Declined.
I really like it, actually.
Did you start with the newest one, or did you go? Wait, are you one of those who?
No, I started with the newest one.
Okay, good.
I did like you said.
Okay,
but now I'm going backwards because yeah,
because
I enjoyed it a lot.
Dear listeners, it's Nicole Byer and Sashir. I don't remember what Sashir's last name is. But Nicole Byer, you'll know from Nailed It, and what's her show on
Peacock?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Okay, she has. I thought it was ABC. Is it NBC?
I never watched it, but okay. I mean, I keep forgetting it's a thing. I know her from that. I know her from Nailed It, and I know her from her other podcast, Why Won't You Date Me? Because that one's one of my favorite podcasts.
Yeah, she does Why Won't You Date Me. She also had a slightly recurring role on The Good Place, where she was like the cop in charge of heaven.
She's so funny.
She is so funny. Sashir is the straight man of the group. But in listening to it, you realize that they are both just as dumb as the other, and it is so good. It is so good.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, there's one thing they do, and I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to try to get us on there, where they get two friends.
For the best friends thing?
Yeah, when they separate them. See if we are, in fact, best friends.
Just keep messaging them. Just hammer them. Please. Please. I think us and them on a podcast together would be amazing.
Yep. It could be something. It could be something.
Lord, the things that we would say about each other. Oof.
I know exactly what I'd say. Remember the times.
Come on, Iman. Come on, Iman.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord, where are we at here? So Annette keeps calling, and she's the head of Paul. No, we've already passed that. So Charlene shows up, and Mary Jo has the lead for Nanny.
Oh.
It's Constance Pine.
Not Constance Pine.
Constance Pine.
Not Constance Pine.
Constance Pine.
Oh, my God.
So Mary Jo set up an interview for them, and she's going to come to interview Charlene, not the other way around.
Oh, okay.
So she's going to just show up at Sugarbakers because that's what people do.
When they're Constance Pine.
When you're in a 90s comedy.
Just show up at a business.
Just show up. Hello, I'm Constance Pine. Well,
I didn't understand what that accent was that that lady has.
Well, nobody did. Well, a woman shows up, and Mary Jo introduces herself. Julia offers her coffee and tea, and Mary Jo just goes on and on and on and on and on and on about Charlene. And Mary Jo says, little Olivia's asleep upstairs, and Suzanne screams, Julia! That's not Olivia.
When she said I'm hungry, I was dying. It's like, good Lord. sometimes the parallels with that show they really do it right. Like there are moments in every episode. There's always like a couple of moments. It's just like that's perfect.
So the woman says y'all are nice, and I'm surprised y'all didn't just kick me out. And Julia introduced herself, and she said, "Well, I'm Annette Dawes." And Julia just rips the muffin and coffee out of her hand and takes the tray back away. And she says, "I guess I'll never get to meet Bill."
Once again, great timing. Great timing.
Yep. Annette says they were not with her and they do not condone confrontation or violence. And Julia's like, you know what? You should talk to my sister. And Suzanne comes downstairs, gets introduced, and goes off. And in her PJs, bottoms, and fur, she's like, do you know what it's like to wear a fur for a week, for 24/7? It's hot, it's bulky, it's starting to smell, and I can't go outside without dogs starting to follow me.
That does sound just awful.
It does. It really, really does. So it's a little bit later on, and they're all reading the propaganda from the pause group. And surprise, surprise, Charlene is on the fence about fur.
What? Why?
Well, she's not sentimental about animals, right? Like,
oh, okay.
And I mean, growing up in the South, there are lots of people who just leave their dogs outside, don't think anything of them, right?
Yes, which I can't say anything. My dad did that to one of our dogs. So,
yeah,
when we had like a basset hound or something like that.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Well, and some of them aren't even fenced up. Just out in the
like
world.
A wild dog.
Like a wild dog. Yeah, it's very weird, but that's what we do. Like that's what we do.
That's the South.
That's South, and whereas my dog sleeps in bed with me.
Yes.
Very close to me. Very, very, very close. Very, very close to me. Like
mine takes up half of my pillow.
My dog will be at a spot in the bed while I'm asleep, will come up to my ear, will shake so that her collar, her little tags make a noise to where I will lift up the blanket so she can get up underneath and get right beside me.
Oh, Irene.
It's gotten to the point that this is now, while I am still asleep, I do this. She has conditioned me to do this.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love the interplay between dogs and humans. It's my
great.
favorite.
It's great. They evolved with us and it's fantastic. Oh God.
My dog, he this morning, like he doesn't like thunderstorms, and we talked about that a lot, but like now it's kind of the point where he like pre doesn't like a thunderstorm when he thinks it's going to be a thunderstorm before he's ever heard any thunder. So if it gets too dark outside at a certain time of the day, he already starts freaking out as if the storm is already here. And we had to learn to start closing the curtain because he's literally getting queued up by the light outside. Just disturbing how smart some dogs can be. It's weird.
Is this dog on Doggy Prozac yet?
He's been on Doggy Prozac for years and years and years.
Okay.
Years. Like pretty much the whole time I've been around. Yes.
Oh
yes.
No. So Mary
it's
Jo.
I mean, it's bad.
Mary Jo tells a story about when she was little, and she had a rabbit headband, and she would pet the rabbit headband. Then her friend got a little rabbit, and she pet the rabbit, and then she went back and pet that headband and started crying. You know what I thought about this story?
How weird it would be to watch a little girl rubbing her headband.
Rabbit's delicious.
Oh, that's not what I thought. But
have you ever had rabbit?
I want to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure.
I've never had squirrel.
Squirrel. My first relationship. The grandmother used to have squirrel brains and eggs.
Ugh. Ugh.
That was a thing she loved.
Don't eat mammal brains. Just don't eat mammal brains. That is a thing.
I would never. I mean, it could have been just regular squirrel, and I would have still been like, no, thank you.
So Suzanne says, I just think y'all think too much.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong. Well, Julia has decided that she is going to sell the coat. She's just decided she's going to sell her coat. This has been too much. She's going to sell her coat. And Suzanne's going to sell hers too. And they're going to go buy a fake fur together. And Charlene's like, no, it's not biodegradable. Which I would like to interject that and agree with Charlene. Just buy wool. Just buy a beautiful, expensive wool or mohair, because they don't kill that rabbit from mohair.
Right.
Like, wool's probably slightly better because wool they treat the animals nicer if you want something that's really good. Unless you're being real vegan about it, and then plastic, I guess.
I think the vegans just take plastic bottles and wear those.
It's still technically animal derived if you think about it.
I mean, technically, I'm not going to bash veganism because it is what it is, but it's always been amazing to me that when you actually like track and trace just how everything in the world is produced, including your produce that you eat, there are some animals that die because of that produce.
Oh yeah, I really don't know how you grow tomatoes without bone meal. Like, you have to have calcium. It's either bone meal or it's shells of animals. I don't.
It's like any kind of vegetation in any sort of industrial way at all. It's like they have to kill the insects. They have to kill the pests. Even if they do it with like organic stuff, they have to kill it because otherwise it would eat all of the produce. They have to sometimes kill animals because the animals are going after the produce. Like, I mean, like I said, this is not knocking it. It's just one of those things where my brain has never been able to 100% make heads or tails of that because we're from the South. We know how produce is produced. So it's like, it's just very strange to me.
So it's a little bit later on because Julia, Suzanne, and Julia, Charlene, and Mary Jo had to leave. Anthony and Suzanne are watching Olivia. Anthony has to go out to the truck real quick and do something, and Suzanne's going to watch her. Constance Pine is here.
My favorite part.
Suzanne is very indifferent. And she's like, yeah, this is baby Alicia. Do you mean Olivia? Yes. It's Olivia. I just call her the baby. And
I love how it's Olivia.
And like, Suzanne doesn't know anything about the baby. Anthony shows up and he's really engaged with Constance. He's like, what do you think of our little Olivia? And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Constance's like, are you two married? And Suzanne's like, oh no, I am single. And Constance's like, I never met a child that needs me more. Charlene walks in and says, really? Thank you. Do 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 do. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you find yourself a Miss Georgia World?
I'm gonna give it to the 7 days later Suzanne Sugarbaker. Not at the beginning. 7 days later, once it is sweaty and stinky, everything else. Yep.
So that was with the hair that's not in a wig, with the like yes. I will give props to Mary Jo's jacket. The
Yes,
black
it was
with,
cute.
I think it was either green or brown. I didn't like the pants with it. Like
Yeah,
I
the
really
jacket
liked
was
the
nice,
jacket,
though.
but the pants were meh.
Yeah.
That's what kept me from not giving it to her. But yes,
Yeah.
Suzanne, 7 days later, girl, seven days later. Well, Maim, I've got a question for you.
Sure.
Did you enjoy this episode?
Yeah, this is one of the ones that I remember from the past that I thought was fun. You know, just it's a very, what's the word, like just a nothing kind of episode, but silly. So I enjoyed this one because it wasn't very high stakes.
I agree. There's some things I would have changed, some pacing I would have changed. I did controversially brave opinion. I have another one of those. I don't think Hal was that great at framing. He was at the beginning, but toward the middle and end, it got real sloppy.
I mean, he was like, "You girls just do what you want to do. I was just here."
Yeah. I need to go recite some Mark Twain real quick. I'll be back in about 30 minutes. We'll just let this camera stay here.
Outside.
Yeah.
There's some kids outside the elementary school. Bust them into the studio for me to recite for a little bit. So
I didn't. But it was an okay episode, right? Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't that.
It was just
it wasn't that many horrible trash we had, I guess, 2 episodes ago. I'm just going to keep calling that many horrible trash because I, like her husband, am still trying to get away from her.
You'll never get away from her.
I will never get away from her because she didn't dance. Why don't you dance?
I would have liked to have danced, but I'm in the church.
A fake church. Let's that church. I even looked up. It's not a real church. It's not a real church.
Okay. Boo boo. That is like some of the least important parts of that whole exchange. That part, just like everything she said is like, you're not giving us anything that's making us actually think this was a good life you lived.
I know. Well, man, why don't you tell her? Yeah, and they all ran away from me. Hell, one even had Dow Normandy to get away from me. He made sure his body was in France, so I never had to see it again. And he never had to see me, even in death.
Buried him he got buried in a big baguette.
And then, girl, she died, and she just faded away into something, neither heaven nor hell. She's
just faded away.
She's possessing that little white girl.
That's right. Olivia gonna be sassy as hell when she get older.
I don't know if you noticed, but they didn't show Olivia's face in this episode, which means that probably wasn't a real baby.
Oh no, it wasn't. Oh, that's so funny. So shout out to the ladies and the gentlemen in the Designing Women Facebook group that we post in sometimes. Somebody posted from 1990 a TV Guide cover that had Charlene holding her baby and future cast member Julia Duffy holding a baby that she also had while she was still on Newhart. So it was kind of a funny thing that the two of them were on that cover together.
Yeah, great. Julia Duffy. Girl, why don't you tell our dear listeners where they can find you?
You are so bitter today. What is happening right now?
Do you like Julia Duffy? Are you looking forward to one season of her, to 22 episodes of having sit through her comedy and listening to her fake a Southern accent for 22 episodes?
I am looking forward to what we say about it.
You're going to love the episodes, and I'm going to be very irritated. Let's go. Watch our dear listeners when they can find you.
Hello, dear listeners. It's out here, Auntie Maim, your favorite relation. Whoa. You can catch me on the social media at Auntie Maim's with an S. You can find me in real life performing with the Villain Theater. It's an improvising comedy theater down in Miami. More about them at villaintheater.com. You can find me hosting the amazing Colossal Karaoke Show every Thursday night in South Beach at a little bar called Kill Your Idol. And you can also catch me with the It's Happening Out network, which you can find out about them. It's a queer-owned media network on It's Happening Out and all of your social media channels. How about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me online at Divine Miss Mims. Hey, Maim. Did you know we have Patreon?
Stop.
If you go to patreon.com, Mims Maim, you can throw somebody, hey, Maim. Did you know we have another podcast?
Stop it.
It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder She Wrote podcast. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise?
No.
If you have MsMahaffey.com, you can throw us some knots, not right. You can buy some things from us. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Do you know what I love?
5-star review.
That's right, dear listeners. I love 5-star reviews. They mean a lot to us. And they help our ratings. And you know what's big in this business, everyone?
Ratings.
Plastics.
Oh.
Oh, God. All right, Maim, do you have anything else to add?
No.
Oh,
Jeez.
God.
Thanks for that reference.
You're welcome. Just say goodnight, Maim.
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.